Kevin.
Hey, guys, it's Amber,
And Kristen.
and we have up and coming country music artist Brandon Wayne with us today. Welcome, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, so you've got some exciting news happening. Hi, you just released a single, Girl Dad.
Ma'am.
So tell us about that.
It's our debut single. Finally putting out our own work. Something personal. I wanted something personal to me. The first song.
And you wrote this, right?
Yes,
Oh, that's awesome.
I did.
That's awesome.
Well, and it's a tearjerker too. It's so cute.
It is very cute. It's very cute. And I love the fact, and spoiler alert, if you haven't listened to it already, his daughters are actually on the song with you, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. And we have here at Long Branch tonight, we're having your single release party. And your daughter's actually going to do an opening act for you.
She'll be one of the opening acts. She's never been on the stage before, so we'll see what happens.
So how old is she?
12.
12. That's awesome. That is awesome. And you have a
12-year-old and a 4-year-old.
4-year-old. Okay. Yeah, because you were just telling us, which is cute. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up because it's too cute not to share. What did your 4-year-old do this morning when she woke up?
Oh, she got up and asked Alexa, am I on you? Alexa told her she does not understand. So.
That's because she also did a little piece on your song too.
Yep.
We won't tell you what it is. You have to download and listen. You can do that you're on Spotify. So download Girl Dad on Spotify and listen to the song. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. Tell us how you got to today, like this single, where we're at today with everything.
I used to do this a long time ago. I started when I was 14, and then I was doing 200 and some odd shows a year. I got burned out. I wanted a family. So
were you, when you say you were doing this, were you traveling and doing this? Like, were you in Nashville doing this? Were you local doing this?
What it was, and I'll tell everybody, we started, when I was 14, we started like a family legend show, and we traveled the country. I would state to state. We was in Collingwood, Canada for 52,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Up and down the Gulf Coast. Took us everywhere. Took me to Nashville. I remember playing at Joe's Crab Shack, Nashville, Tennessee. Livy Newton-John was there, asked if she could get up and sing with us.
Oh, wow.
You can't tell somebody like that no. So.
No.
And then, I got burnt out. And I said, look, I want a family. So I had an opportunity to go to Nashville and audition for Arista and Sony. I was scared at the time. I was scared of rejection, so I no-showed them. I didn't even call. Had kids, did all that stuff, and then people started calling, can you come play? Can you do this? And can you do that? So I started getting back into it, and then my girls wanted to get into it, and then that lights the fire in you again. So and then we seen that the radio station was doing the Small Town Big Heart Idol out here at the Iron Horse. I came out.
WLSK 100.9.
Yep.
Big Dave and Dan on the radio.
Yep. So we went and did the audition there and made the finals to come out here and won it. And Danny and T at Highly Favored just so happened to be giving out the opportunity to cut a single to the winner. So we did that, and they helped me because I never wrote before. I didn't think I could write. I sat down in their office the very first day, and she said, we'll pull it out of you. We're going to turn you into a songwriter. So they wrote something and sent it to me, and then I just went from there.
So what was that, like a frustrating? Was it exciting? Were you
nerve-wracking?
Yes. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine having to sit down and write
it's
a
hard.
song.
Yeah, it's hard. But
of course, I can't sing my way over a wet paper bag. So
when it's something personal like that, I mean, it made it a little bit easier because it was about my girls, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, if I had to sit down and just start from scratch, I don't think I'd have been able to do it.
Put your heart into it.
Yeah, that makes a difference when you're passionate when you are able to write something passionate
Well,
like that.
and when we talked to Dustin Collins, he said, he went through a stage where he had to have a change of scenery to even get back into writing
Mhm.
music.
Yep.
And he was like, I loved writing music, and then just got into a spot where I just didn't love it no more. And he had to get that like goose again to.
Yep. And now it's coming to me. Like now I got a notebook I'm writing in. I'll, like, yeah.
Oh well, that's cool. So
Yep.
you're gonna be writing more
Yep.
songs.
Yeah, we got a few wrote now. We're gonna get back in the studio and start working on an album. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Danny's great. Of course, he's got us where we are today.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about your family. Like you're married, you've got kids, and so how long have you and your wife
And
been
clearly
married?
a girl dad.
Yeah.
yeah, we met at a show. She came to one of my shows, and it's crazy. Like she walked in, and she requested a song. It was Big Green Tractor by Jason Aldean, I remember. And they said sing it for Samantha, so I dedicated it to Stephanie. And
Oh no.
yeah, right off the bat, right off the bat.
I didn't know if I heard that
Oh.
right at first.
I know. I was like, what?
Right off
Wait
the
a
bat,
minute.
yeah, wrong name, everything, and then we talked that night, hit it off, and
Well, yeah, she had to set you straight.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
got her name wrong.
Right.
and then that was 2009, and and then got married 2011, firstborn in 2012, and then 2020 had a 4-year-old. Yeah.
And I said that your 14-year-old, she's going to be doing an opening song for you tonight. Will your little one be here as well?
She'll be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's all excited. She's getting her hair curled, and
Aw.
it's really good. I got to wear my dress, and I want my sparkly boots. And,
Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. And you also have another young gentleman that is opening up for you tonight as well, who is also in the Big Heart, Small Town, Big Heart
Mhm.
Idol. Jordan, is that correct?
Jordan Barmore. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's pretty young too. How
I
old
think
is
he just turned 14. I think. Yeah.
So he's 14
But he
too.
sounds, he sounds a lot mature.
I was about to say he sounds grown
Yeah.
though.
He does.
when
He's a
sings.
very amazing singer
Yes.
because we had one of the qualifying events. Now, you did not perform this with our qualifying event. Which one were you at?
I was at the very last one at the Cozy Corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan was here. I think he actually performed somewhere else too, but I know he was here and he didn't qualify here. And I was like, man, I mean, he works the crowd
Yeah, it's good. Good
crazy.
kid.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see him tonight.
Me too,
And
yeah.
you, of course, like like I said, you weren't here. I didn't see you perform up at Iron Horse. We were swamped down here. There was no way I could even get anywhere else. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how this goes tonight.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And something else that's going on exciting today. It's your birthday, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
38. Yeah.
38. Wow. So see, I mean, a lot of people think that they have to start like real
Super
young.
young.
Yeah. And I mean, you said you did, of course, and then you stepped
Burned
out of it.
and-
But now you're back and you're ready to go and 38 years old, which
Yep.
by no means is not old at all.
No, but look at there's so many people that don't make it big till they're older. You have Jelly Roll.
Mhm.
I mean, look at how long he sang before he finally got his like big break. Like,
Yeah.
it takes a long. Lainey Wilson. I will never
I
forget the
love
concert.
Lainey.
I went with her. She was at a gosh, I don't remember whose concert we were at. It was right after my niece's fiance passed away, and we got tickets. Luke Combs. Why did I? Jordan Davis.
Yep.
Yeah. And but she was talking about how she fought and fought and fought, and I heard her voice, and I'm like, you fought for what?
Yeah. It's,
Like, look at some of these people that have to be so auto-tuned that they can't carry a tune, and they make it big, and it's like, what do you do to do that? Because you hear people like Lainey, and you're like, holy crap!
Yep.
Like, her vocals are unreal. So I mean, like, does that get intimidating to where you're like,
yeah. I mean,
you want to push, but you're like, what doors do I open? Which ones do I keep?
you're going to hear no.
practicing?
Like, I didn't come to the point in the realization, like Dustin said when he was there, no means next. So it's like, it's like tell me no, I don't care
That
anymore.
is the
Like,
Yeah.
perfect way to look
I'm
at
gonna,
it.
It is.
you say no, I'm going to the next door. So
And I mean, we do have a pretty good producer. I'm just saying.
He knows how to push you a little
Yeah.
bit further.
they're good. Yeah, it's a good group over there. Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
We
Well,
love
always
Danny
talk
and
about
T.
we always talk about Danny and T. Like yesterday, we brought up T about how amazing she is and stuff. And
I guess we'll give Danny the same credit. I mean,
we figure we will.
Whatever.
I mean, that has to help having people in your corner that are kind of like they push you, and it's not a push you like a those people that can just be too pushy. They just try to
Encourage.
guide you. Yeah, they
Yeah.
guide you
Yeah,
into
encourage.
like. I think that would make it easier to write.
It
Just
does.
somebody that kind of guides you into that song.
It does. Like that's what I told him when we sat down. I looked, we're gonna push you. I said, well, I'm gonna push you too. Like you're gonna do some stuff for me. Like this is out of your realm of stuff too. Like we'll push each other. I'll take the constructive criticism. Like this is what I want. So like
Yeah.
you point me in the direction, and we're gonna make it
And
work.
we're gonna make
Yeah.
it work. And that's a great attitude to have. Like you have to have that really in anything that you do. But I feel like especially in this because it's a dog eat dog world out there. And I mean, you're constantly hit with, like you said, no means next, but it's constant no's or okay, you can do this, 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 and this, but you can't do this, 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 and this,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I know a lot of now music artists are going to independent records instead of trying to
A lot
sign.
of them. That's how they're making it big.
Yeah,
Now, is going
they're-
independent. Because to me, there's like where before you used to have somebody like Sony or one of them push you out there.
Mhm.
Now you can put your own stuff out there and you can post it wherever you want to. You don't have to have that backing.
Mhm.
And then
or permission,
and then all it takes is that one good go, and that's what we keep saying. Like, our podcasts don't get the most amazing views, but we're going to keep pushing forward
Yeah.
and keep being us. And if you like us, you like us. If you
Right.
don't, next.
Do
Yeah.
what you enjoy. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, and that's where everybody's going independent. I mean, that's they do it their way. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I follow Alexandria K and
Oh, I
Cooper,
love
She's
her.
Cooper
I
Allen,
love-
and I'm like, they're doing more now than they've ever done. Like,
Yeah.
There is Dylan Carmichael.
Yep.
He has that old soul country voice, and
Mhm.
you'll have to listen to him.
Yeah,
I love Dylan
know
Carmichael.
him.
You don't know Dylan
I
Carmichael?
love him. I
Oh,
love
you
him.
love him?
My
I'm sorry to say. 'Cause
my sister-in-law's mom heard. I mean, his like his uncle. Yeah,
I
they hang
said-
out a lot. So,
Oh, really?
I could, oh my
I
gosh,
don't
to
know
hear
him,
him
so-
live, I would melt because the first time I ever heard one of his songs, I downloaded every single one on my phone.
He'll be here. He's gonna be in town just a few weeks, I think.
Well,
yeah.
you let him know one of his biggest
Yeah.
fans is at Long Branch because, like, when I first heard his song, I kid you not, and then Justin, my husband, got in the car and I'm like jamming out to him. He's like, "How do you?" And I was like, "I heard him once, and I had to just keep playing it on repeat because I love his voice."
I didn't know nothing about him, and then my sister-in-law, she's like, "We're getting married. You're singing, dancing away with my heart at my wedding,"
Oh my!
and I'm like, "You got to learn it." So then I started listening to it, learning that song, and then it's like, yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's
we
one
had
of his- that's a
another,
really good song.
and I think, I mean, they're pretty big. They've got a pretty big following, and they're independent also. Twang and Round,
Mhm.
and they were just here. Another,
And did a
like I
video.
said, yeah, another independent artist.
You,
so I
you
mean,
should have come. You would
independent,
have fun. They were
independent is the way to go.
That's the way to go right now. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and how is it for you? So, I mean, I don't know you personally, but you come across kind of shy and backward. Is that like hard for you to like make a stage presence, or are you kind of?
I think it helps out. I've been doing it for so long that like I come off shy, but once you get to know me, it's like I'm the goofy guy. I want
Yeah.
everybody to know I'm here. But yeah, I
that's
I
the way
shied
that you
away
gotta
from
be.
myself for the longest time. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be me. Like I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna be this guy. You're gonna like me or not. I don't
Mhm.
care. So,
Well, and that's kind of how you have to be
Yeah.
because I have this problem. Her and I spoke about it, but I have a problem with people not liking me for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like when you put yourself out there, you're asking for that like input, and that's really hard. So, do you ever worry about like the negative criticism? Do you think like, or do you just kind of go
brush it
straight to
off.
the positive?
It doesn't matter to me anymore.
Well, good.
Like,
That's good.
grown when you start so young,
Mhm.
like that's all you get's the negativity.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you encourage? Because you just said, when you talked about your daughter and everything, do you encourage her to follow this dream that she has and do this? Or
I will support her in anything she wants to do. It helps that she's starting now and
Yeah.
like opening for me and learning all this stuff. So if this is what she wants to do, she can go with me. I
Yeah.
can keep an eye on her.
Right.
Yeah.
and that's great. That is absolutely great.
Oh, but she is not just your typical little girl either.
Oh no.
She can throw down with the boys.
She's a tomboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She plays football.
Oh, so
Like
she can
football
hold
is
her
great.
own
Yeah.
then.
She played
Heck
football
yeah.
with Braylon.
That's
That's
what
why
I'm
he was asking
talking
me
about.
football. His
Oh,
daughter
yeah?
played with Braylon.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
and
awesome.
she was better than some of the boys. Like she would get out there and he would say that one, and she would just plow them. I'm like,
Okay. Oh,
I
that's
mean,
awesome. That
I
is
was never allowed
awesome.
to play football because I was too little.
So tell us about like where, of course, the muse, I guess, for this song, of course, is your daughters.
Mhm.
But I mean, was this something that did you always want to write this? Like, or did it just kind of hit you when you sat down with Highly Favored and say, okay, if I'm going to write, this is what I'm going to write about?
Yeah.
You
Once
wrote
it,
something close to your heart.
yeah, once it come in, like this opportunity arose, and like you're gonna get a single.
Mm-hmm.
There was never a question like, you know, you get one shot. Like some people only get one shot. So I want it. It's gonna be something that I want the way I want it.
Wow.
That means something to you.
And I was about to say, I think it helps too, and we're gonna just keep bragging about Danny and T. But I think it helps too, though, that you have those people that do push you, because even if, like, God forbid, I don't think it will be, but if this was a flop,
Mhm.
you know they're gonna be right there behind you,
Yeah.
like, all right, let's go again.
Yeah.
Like, I
Next
mean,
one out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that helps a lot instead of like having somebody who's like, I'm not working with you no more this time.
Right.
Your song flopped. You're not doing this.
Yep.
Which I do not think your song will, because I think it's adorable. But
Speaking of adorable, so you actually have it pulled up on your phone.
yes.
So we're going to play a little clip of it for you all just to listen to. It's just going to be very small. You all have to download it yourselves. And we're having to play it on her phone through her microphone. So
You
listen
should be able to hear
closely.
it. Let's
Yeah.
hope you can hear it. I'll turn it up.
My little girls, you shine so bright. Every shadow
Ooh, you got a whiny country voice.
every step
I love it.
I'll show you the way. Through love and laughter, come
Ooh, and vibrato.
Mhm.
Okay, so you just won me because so I have a big thing with the whiny country voices, and that's the only way to describe it. I know you know what I'm talking about. But I love the twang. I love the old country. I hate the new country.
I love the old country too. And I love your voice that, like she said, with the twang into it,
Mm.
that brings it back.
Oh yeah, and I was sitting here listening just now, like your vibrato and the way you hit your notes,
Mhm.
you scale perfectly.
It was a lot of
It was
practice. Yeah.
Danny's magic, wasn't
It was, yeah.
it?
We'll give him the
We're not
credit.
giving him
Yeah.
that credit. Come
No,
on
that
now.
was definitely Braden's voice.
And it's like I told them when I started at 14, it was the pop stuff. Like me and my brother, we was doing NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, and
And at 14, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you were probably over puberty by then, but I mean, you were probably still.
voice changing.
Yeah. So I guess that was hard for you
Yeah.
too.
It was. I mean, it was. I could hit the high notes then, but like, and then once, yeah, and then we kind of once the voice started
Try to hit them
changing,
high notes
yeah,
now. Let's see how
Once-
that goes.
yeah, once the
No,
voice,
you can hit them, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be painful.
once the voice started changing, it was like he's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm doing the more rock and roll, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I've always loved the country. I'm gonna get back into the country,
I
but
was like, say, you don't have like a deep bass voice. You have like the tenor voice, so you can probably hit the higher notes.
Just listening to your voice here, I don't know that I could imagine like you singing rock and roll, and like country is
And Backstreet Boys?
definitely
Yeah.
like country is definitely your
Yeah.
niche.
look,
so-
yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to be a country singer, but when we started, like at 14 years old, the girl, that's what the girls like. So that's
Oh,
what we did.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
we had the bedazzled, clothes and everything, and
Oh, I need you to wear
No.
a bedazzled outfit tonight. Come
no,
on,
oh yeah,
bring
I'll
it
bedazzle it for
back.
you.
no,
I will bedazzle it for you.
no choir, no vocal lessons. I never did any of
You
that.
know, I think it's kind of good that you didn't, because so I sung choir,
Mhm.
and in choir, you learn how to like enunciate,
Mhm.
how to like stretch your vowels and stuff, and that has hurt me when it comes to singing like country or things like
Mhm.
that, because I will pronunciate instead of
Mm.
like going with the flow
Yeah.
of the song. That made it hard for me. So I was wondering, that's why I asked about choir, because you don't do that, and I've noticed a lot of people that sing choir.
I started
trouble.
in high school. And like a week later, I said it's not going to happen. Like that was the exact words I told my parents. It's not going to happen. Like it's going to change me. Like my brother did it for 4 years. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why he's singing the rock and roll stuff. But it's like, to me, it was no. I told him straight up, it's going to change me. I would sit in the living room and listen to all these old country people, and I would do everything
So
I
who
could to
is
sound
your-
like that. I had to teach myself to do the twang. I didn't have the twang.
Who was your go-to? Like, who did you listen to and say, "That's who I want to be like"? Like, who inspired you?
When I was little, it was Toby Keith.
Really? Oh, I love Toby.
Still to this day,
I love
it's Toby. Like, and then once I hit, at like high school, it was Eric Church. Like, but now going back, it's more now that I've evolved into what I want to be. It's more like I want to go back into the older, like the Toby Keith or like Cody Johnson or
Conway Twitty. That's really kind of where your voice
So yeah,
reminds
I like
me.
Conway. Yeah.
It's
I was
a
ready to say,
Conway Twitty.
honestly, I think it's perfect because we brought up Dylan Carmichael. I think that is who, like now, going back to the old country, like if you and him like played a band like together, holy crap.
Yeah.
When you hear Dylan's voice, you want
So yeah, I like the new country too, but then like I'm gonna sing a little bit of everything tonight. But like I
old
like the
country
new
too.
stuff
Yeah.
to perform because like not a lot of the younger crowds now, that's what they know. But
But you can add your own
I feel better doing the older stuff.
older
Like I like
stuff.
doing the 90s stuff and then the Conways and the Johnny Cashes. And
I love the older stuff. Of course I like the newer stuff too. I do listen to it. Not as much as I do the older stuff. I think like in my I have Siri XM in my Jeep. So I listen to like the 90s on 9 and that kind of the old Tanya Tucker and all of those.
And it helps you got some of the new guys now that's got the old, like the Zach Tops and the Cody Johnsons. And they're bringing back the older feel now. So
my dad hated Patsy Cline, and that's like where I got my love for singing was my dad. Because my grandma used to make a joke that he would sit on the toilet and play the guitar, and I could hear him through the whole house because my dad would just belt it out. And my dad could sing, and so that's when I fell in love with music was through my dad. So was there anybody like that that was kind of your hero that kind of pushed you along?
It's the same story. The mom and dads, they used to play at old places in Louisville, Shirley's Dinner House, and all the jamborees and the honky tonks. Like they met singing.
Oh, really?
Dad was a country singer. Dad wrote some bluegrass songs that, I mean, they were out on the radio and like.
So they played a lot of bluegrass.
So but he's more country now, but he wrote like the songs that he wrote. They turned them bluegrass, but he didn't know. But they, but he was a songwriter in his own part. So I mean, he's got some that's stashed away somewhere that we might try to do something with eventually. But
that would be cool.
they,
They
but,
bring
yeah.
one of his. That would be awesome.
and then they met, and that's how they met. Was singing country music together, and then me and my brother would go watch them play. And it's like we're gonna do this too. So like.
So does your brother still sing?
He still sings, yeah.
Yeah.
He's more like he does all the old rock stuff like Buddy Holly and Elvis and all that stuff. Yeah.
So when you perform, do you have a full-fledged band? Do you do just solo? It's just you up there with your guitar and singing.
I can't. The guitar picks me. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're working on that. Like what the show you'll see tonight is pretty much the show you're going to get anytime I'm going somewhere for now. But I'm in the process. We got a lot of guys that are playing bands and stuff at work that want to put a band together. So yeah.
Pull a band
Mhm.
together.
I was thinking of that song because I can pick at a guitar, but very little.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
the song three chords and the truth.
Mhm.
Something like that. Because they always say you pick up them three chords like you can carry it. And I'm
Pretty
like,
much. Yeah.
not me, because I can't ever find the three chords.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick up a guitar and play chorus again. And y'all were talking about being in choir. I'll have you know, I was also in choir in the very back row, and that had to be covered with people that
I
could
was about to say,
sing
do the people in
around
front of you
me.
have earplugs in?
Yes, because no, they just could sing and they outsung me.
I was a soprano, a high soprano. So I was in the first and did my own solos and stuff. That's why I said you sound like it more of like a tenor voice. Like you don't have that real deep bass. I think you could hit the deeper voice, like deeper bass, but I think where your voice is and the way you're twang and stuff, I think you could probably play on both senses, like the high and the low. Where some people they have too deep of a voice or too high pitched of a voice, like you're in that perfect middle. To where if you had to hit the high note, you can, but you're better in right there in the middle.
And that's what I think that helped me too. It's like doing the legend show with my family. It's like I would have to train my voice to like when I'm doing I grew my hair out. I had curls. Like we was traveling the country. I was doing Toby Keith. I was one of the premier Toby Keiths. So it's like they and like so you got to mimic your voice to sound like all these other people. So now when you get out there and do your own thing, like if I need to get low, I can go low. If need to get high,
You can go
it's not
high.
going to be long, but
Yeah,
So-
but you can still do it.
Yeah.
When you sing with your girls, especially your oldest, is it hard for you? Because we just did karaoke, me and my kids. My
Mhm.
8-year-old loves to sing, but she can't read, so she can't really do it. So I kind of carry the tune, and she tries. Is it hard for you? Because I think it's hard if I don't outsing my kid, and I try not to.
Mhm.
Is it hard for you to stay on note?
Well, yeah,
Because I find that
it's
so hard.
naturally yeah.
Well, I've
'cause-
heard some people like
Do you go?
they
Do
can
you
belt over them.
do you want to critique her? Like if you see, or do you critique her? Like,
In a
or do you
friendly
just
daddy
kind
way.
of
Yeah.
you know let her do her thing and
I mean,
be like, go girl, go?
I try to. I don't, not in a mean way. I don't want to sound bad, but it's like, I mean, I'll tell her, hey, pronunciation, you need to work on that. Or
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I
and
want to
it's
sing this
important.
song. You're not ready to sing that song yet. It's
Yeah.
like you need to work your way up. It's like, but now going into tonight, she sat down, she learned a bunch. I'm like, look, this is your first time. Do what you want to do. It's all about being comfortable. So if you're not comfortable, it's going to show up.
And she's got a
Yeah.
great stage for her
Yeah.
first performance. I mean, because it is a stage. We do have a stage
Mhm.
down there, and I think she's gonna.
And like
do
she's
great.
been to my shows and like, you want to sing? No. But then at the end, let me sing one. And then it's one turns into five. And I'm like, look, we got to go. So it's like,
Monkey Walker says, "You
Do you
remember
remember
me?"
I might remember the face.
We don't know. We don't have a face,
I don't
monkey.
have a face. That's funny. I'm trying to get to it. It didn't pull up on my thing.
He doesn't. There's not one on the profile.
Is this
thing.
on YouTube? He commented on. Did he comment on?
Oh, on YouTube.
That's why I can't.
Okay.
Find it. I think that's funny too because there isn't a picture with it. It's like I'm more of a face person.
Mhm.
Like I will know you, but there's no way in saying hell I'll remember your name. I never do. I always say darling or sweetheart,
Mhm.
like the country thing. So if I call you darling, most
I
of the
say
time
I've
got
never
your
done that. I've never done the honey, darling,
That's
you,
just how I
hey
grew up.
you. That's
No,
what
that's
I
just how I
say.
grew up, the darling and sweetheart, and that's how I grew up was that way. But when you were talking about critiquing your daughter, I was going to say I think it's important that you do critique her. I just think there's little girls, especially at that age, they take things more to heart. So I can see where that would be hard as a dad to like be, look, you're not ready for this.
Oh, does your
We go
wife
this.
step in? Like if you hurt her feelings, does she be like, all right, that's
I
enough?
was raised, I can't see that happening.
Mm-mm. No,
Oh, just wait.
I got
She
to worry
plays with
more about
boys,
her.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
So, but
She's
like-
a tough little girl.
and it's some of the stuff like from my experiences, like see, mom and them's different. Mom will tell her like, you should try Adele or try this song, and I'm like, her voice ain't ready for that song. Like,
Yeah. So she wants her to do the
Yeah.
different
She
stuff,
just
and
needs to
you're
exercise
saying,
her chords.
"Mm-mm,
I mean,
no."
and everybody's trying to push her, but I mean, and she's
Yeah.
going to get there. Like, it's good to push her, but
Yeah.
But push her at a good pace. Don't, expect her to belt out
I'm
Martina
excited.
Bride
Mhm.
and,
I'm
Right,
excited
yeah.
for her
She's got
to
work there.
see.
Well, that's what I'm actually going to come back for your show
Mhm.
tonight because I had to leave for a little bit. But I had told Justin, which, the dance and stuff like that for the kids. I was like, well, we got to figure something out because I'm going to be there for his opening. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But it sounds like they're going to have a pretty good crowd.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got a lot coming
we've
in
got
that we know of,
The
yeah.
radio's been pushing it, and WLSK with 100.9. And then you had said that the Bardstown station,
WKH.
WKOH, is also pushing it.
Mhm.
So, and I think Jamie may be here at some
Well, and
point
we're pushing it.
today. Yeah, we've been pushing it. Danny and T's been pushing it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think you may come in and be shocked that.
Well, and I, was
Yeah.
ready, I think this is how you build.
It is. I've got people
Community
pushing.
building.
Yeah, I've got people pushing it in Fairfax, Virginia, and it's being
Yeah.
pushed everywhere. So.
So, what made you decide? Because I know you said that you kind of stepped away from music and then you started getting back into it. What made you decide to look at the Small Town Idol and say, "I'm going to do that"?
The opportunity to do this,
Yeah.
to do the single. Yeah.
So that's what pushed you.
Yes.
When you saw
Yeah.
that there was going to be a
I mean, I was still out playing and stuff then. I had already started, but yeah, it's like
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Danny and Pete, like they offered,
yeah.
like to open their studio.
a lot of people don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. That was a very
That's why
great
they fit
gift.
in. Yeah, that's why they fit in this small town.
It
that
is.
was a great gift for them. So where are you from originally?
I grew up in Fairdale in Louisville, like the
Oh,
outs.
goodness.
Yeah, the
You
outs.
grew up in Fairdale?
The outskirts of Louisville, the Bardstown of Jefferson County. But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I grew up and graduated from Fairdale High School and spent years there until I met her in 2009, and then I moved up here with her.
I cannot believe it. 2010.
2010.
Grew up in
Yeah.
Fairdale.
So do you live in Bardstown, New Haven?
Bardstown.
Bardstown, yeah. So I know for me, like, because I grew up southeastern Kentucky, and I don't know where Fairdale is. I mean,
It's in Louisville.
so was it like a huge difference for you to move from there? I guess
No.
not, because it's not that
Well,
far.
from,
No.
from Fairdale
From
to
Louisville to
here,
Bardstown is a big, it's a
Yeah.
big jump. But like, I mean, Fairdale,
it depends on where you live in
Yeah.
Fairdale, because there's more of the city or like
Yeah.
area, and then there's a little bit of a country area. in
yeah,
Fairdale.
we usually
Well,
countryside.
clearly he
Yeah.
was from the country
Clearly.
area. Have you heard him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly. But that's what my niece always wants to live in Louisville, and I'm like, get your butt back to the country. Like, I can't go out to her house literally got shot at.
Oh wow.
Thankfully they weren't there, but I don't do Louisville.
See that I don't do
anything
Louisville.
up
I
there.
like
I'm a
Louisville.
city boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's City Boy. Oh no, we'll promote
Not,
you
I
anyway.
mean, not so much now, but yeah, I was a city boy. Yeah.
Well,
But I
mean,
like the small town now, though. It's
Yeah,
I
quiet.
grew up
It's,
in
yeah.
different ways because I grew up in the sticks. So I mean, I grew up when I say Shepherdsville, I grew up closer to like Four Roses area on 245.
I was about to say, you talking about me and you grew up in Bullitt
Yeah,
County.
I grew up. Oh, trust me. I'm like it's Bullitt County. Like it don't get no worse. So yeah, I don't claim that sometimes, but I now live out here in New Haven.
I did live in Hillview for a little while. So
It depends on when you live. Like to me, those places have grown up so much. The crime is so high, and it's just such an overpopulated area now. Like Shepherdsville, there's always wrecks right there on 65 because it's just so overpopulated, and everybody's like the crime. I'm like, because there's so many people now. Like
Yeah.
you're bumping around in elbows with everybody.
the crime was never that bad.
No, and that between that and drugs, I mean, it's taken over everywhere. But in Bardstown, like I love Bardstown, but only certain areas. Like I stay away from other areas.
Mhm.
I think that's probably anywhere
But I
that
was
you
going
go.
to say I do that in New Haven too. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that's anywhere.
there's
you go.
bad anywhere you go, but it's kind of funny though that you grew up in Fairdale.
Yep.
But you said you had to kind of
Sounds like you need to write a song about Fairdale, huh?
Well, and they say like the songs like about how you grew up are some of the easiest ones because it's already a story that's already told. You just have to put it on
You
paper.
just have to put it on paper.
It's weird because it's hard for me. I just finished one about Bardstown. I mean, it come pretty natural.
Yeah.
I've always heard, which my dad used to write stuff. I've always heard that it's easier to write about a story that's already told and not the like imagination is easy somewhat, but when you write about stuff you already know about, it's already happened.
Mhm.
That's when it flows. And I'm like, not for me. Like I think if I started doing that, it'd be all over the place because my ADHD would be everywhere.
Well, she's a squirrel anyway. We can't keep her. She can write about squirrels if she wanted to.
See, but I like the songs that tell stories.
I think
Like,
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and good
I do. That's
storytellers.
what I do too. I
Yeah.
like the
Good
ones
storytellers make
that you
good
can.
music.
I think those are the ones that you can relate to. Those
Yeah.
are relatable. Like your song "Girl Dad." I think that is going to be very relatable to
Yes.
so many people. You know, and because there are, I think, of course, you know, we're moms, so moms get the highlight, I guess, or a lot of the praises when
Where
it
the
comes,
dads don't.
yeah, where the dads don't. And I think that this is a huge step for the dad side of
Yeah.
everything.
Target audience.
Yeah.
Well, and you put a lot of heart into it because Danny gave us like a little bitty glimpse into it right after one of our podcasts,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting there like almost in tears. I listened to it because it was just so like heartfelt because you could tell that that's where your heart was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to me,
And I think that's amazing.
yeah, to me that's music. If I can't feel it, I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah. Same here. Like if you're not a good storyteller or something, you can't make somebody feel the emotion.
Yeah, and you've got to.
You're probably
especially
not
music.
doing it right,
That's where
so,
you're
yeah.
going to get your audience from because they're going to, like I said, relate. It needs
Yeah.
to be relatable.
Like your Jelly Rolls that's out now.
Yeah.
He's not country, but
No.
he's
No.
he's a blues singer to me. But the man can make you feel anything he sings. So and
And to watch
That's
him
why people
in
like him so
concert,
much.
too,
Yeah.
is like, yes, he puts on an amazing
yeah, he'll be
show.
in town he'll be in town in a couple months too.
Yeah.
But Railbird, I think.
Oh, really?
Him and Laney Wilson. Yeah.
When I went to a Jelly Roll
Time to
concert,
start stalking Jelly Roll.
but like I was an addict when I was younger. So, and then plus my oldest two kids, their dad died of an overdose. So that's how I relate to Jelly Roll.
I'll say you
And
can
everybody's
relate.
like,
Yeah.
he's not country, and I'm like, he's not, but he is. If you listen to
Yeah.
his songs, it's not the beat. The beat is not country.
It's
but
the
what he's
story.
saying
Mhm.
is so relatable.
And I think that makes, like I said, I think that makes a huge difference because when I was growing up, I did like the old country, but there was a point, in my life, I guess my teenage years, I didn't want to listen to country at all. I didn't want no part of it because to me, every single song sounded like you were going to run your pickup truck over your dog into your ex-wife's house.
Mm-hmm.
Like every song
Or
was the
shoot
same.
somebody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Drink-
God, this is
Drink yourself to death.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
this
breakup
is
songs,
miserable. I
heartbreak.
just don't want to listen to this.
Yes.
But now, like with Jelly Roll songs
Mhm.
and Toby Keith, like I love Toby Keith. So much of it has changed in your song. Like I said, you've got a targeted audience that I think is going to hear this song and they're going to be like, wow, I mean, this guy hit the
Hit the nail on the head.
yeah, like he's going to go big.
What we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I think too, it's we keep bringing up other people, but I think that the reason those people are so important is because
Well, they're
that's kind of
relatable too.
Yeah, but that's kind of how who you have to look to as far as like independent, like building yourself and seeing how their brand built. Because even though I'm pretty sure Jelly Roll signed with somebody now or has
Mhm.
been,
Yeah.
but he didn't at first
Mhm.
until he went big, and then somebody else jumped on the train. But that had like that is that your inspiration? Like this is kind of how you
Yeah.
look at how they built their
Yes.
stepping stones,
Yeah.
and I was like, I know what I'm trying to say, but it's not
Yeah.
coming out.
You got and you look at direction and everywhere. Like you got to look and see how everybody else is doing it. You don't want to be like everybody else,
You don't
but
copy, but you
right.
want to see their
but
stepping
you
stones.
got to see the paths they took, so like I can do this, but I do it my way, and then I'll veer this way, and then like
So are you going to do you now? You may have one now. You have like a manager and
Oh.
such that's going
He's got a Danny.
I need one. Yeah, I got a Danny and a T. Yeah,
He'll be your manager.
So is your wife like? What does she think about this journey?
my wife is the quiet one.
Yeah.
She's like she loves the music. She don't come to all the shows, but I mean it's hard when you got kids.
Right.
But she stepped up after all this just took off. Like she's left me in the dust. I don't even know half the stuff she's doing. Like she's I want a heat press. I'm gonna start making shirts. I want I'm making CDs for the event, professionally packaging them. I'm doing this. I'm designing logos. I'm
Well,
like,
it sounds like maybe she might
Go
be
for
becoming
it.
your manager. Like she's
Like-
stepping into that
She's a
role.
manager.
Yeah.
yeah, go for it.
Well,
Like
and that's kind of like that.
And that's
is-
awesome.
I was about to say, we talked about Amy being Dustin's backbone and stuff, and it sounds like she's yours.
Mhm.
And I think that's so important having a spouse because
It
if
is.
you don't have that support,
Support one
No,
that supports you because
yeah.
we see so many. I don't see them, but like on
You
TV
hear about
and
it.
stuff, yeah, you hear about the ones that aren't supportive and just don't want you. And it sounds like she's all on board.
And
with
it
you.
could. I mean, it may have been that way a little bit in the past, like because it was just doing it so much. Like,
Yeah.
and then when you're never home, it's like, yeah,
I'm done. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But,
I'm
well,
tired of it. I'm done.
And that was a question I had for Amy, like how hard was it for you all? But she said that that's how they started.
Mhm.
So that was easier because that's how they started.
Yeah.
But I can see like if it, getting so used to having somebody in the home, like I said, I could not do that. Like every now and then, okay, but I need my person, because I am a homebody.
Mhm.
So
Well, and with you all having small kids too, like if you were to go on tour or
Mhm.
anything, I guess I don't know. Would that be hard? Would you just take your kids with you? Like, is that something you all talked about?
we
and
no,
planned for?
we haven't
No?
had that discussion.
You
I mean,
probably should do
there's
that.
stuff called homeschooling. There's
Yeah,
all
I
kinds
mean,
of stuff.
Yeah.
there's some people that take their kids on the road and they have
Mhm.
they have a teacher that stays with them, but then there's some that says it's the worst thing in the world is to take your kids on the road, which is like they don't need to see that,
That
But
side
That
of
side
it.
yeah,
of it.
so I'm like, I
Well,
don't.
I guess it depends on what side of that side
Right.
that you bring into it.
Mhm.
To me, you do not look like a partier, and
No.
you don't sound like one. So I don't
Nope.
foresee that being an issue.
I'm a homebody.
Yeah,
I wanna be
so
where my
you're
kids
gonna
are, so.
go out on the stage and then go back to your tour
Mhm.
bus.
Well,
There you go.
and it's something like it could be in the near future, but it could be down the road. But I think that you're probably not gonna have to be as concerned about that. I think your wife is gonna take control
Yeah.
because it sounds like she is as
Mhm.
far as like promoting you and wanting to like support you. I think no matter what happens, you're not gonna have to worry about that part of it.
Mhm.
She's gonna take care of it because she sounds like one of them people that's not controlling. I won't say controlling, but she has it under control.
Mm.
And that's important
That is.
because you don't.
And I
have to worry
think that
about
that's something that you should probably, because I have a feeling that you're gonna just keep growing from this, and that
Mhm.
torn is probably gonna be in your.
It's hard because like I said, growing up, that's what I always said. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Then when you start doing this, like, damn, this is hard. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can do this anymore. I mean, it takes, you got to have a good support system.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
Well,
that-
it
and
sounds
that
like your
helps.
wife is.
that's where it starts. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, do you have any plans to, as of right now, to go back to Nashville? Is that something that
I
are
would,
you going to try to hit that scene again, or
I would love to. Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see where it takes us, but yeah, I would love to get
Well,
out there
it's
and
not
go
like
back in there.
Nashville's
Yeah.
that far, even
It's
if you
not.
decide
No.
to play a few shows
But that
down
just
there,
seems like that's
Yeah.
where
everybody goes.
yeah,
at
the
first.
music.
I think it's easier once you
Music
get your own
City.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you ain't got to go. Yeah. When you get your own music that you can do, I think it makes it easier. Go up there and be like, all right, I want a shot. I want to play here.
Yeah.
And you have the support here to grow.
Mhm.
So I think that's important because we'll back you. I
Right.
mean, I know I speak for us both. Like, I mean, we loved your song, but you have so much support here in hometown, and I feel like that is how you get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then once you get to where they want you to come play shows or something, you
Well,
have
look
that
at
support.
oh shoot, who is the one that is from Bardstown? Like she's huge now. What is her name? Dark headed, curly. She sung at the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry. I don't have my phone. I can't Google her. Anyway, okay, I actually watched her a couple of times when I very first moved to Bardstown, playing at the tavern,
Hmm.
and now like she is huge in Nashville, and it's crazy to like see. I wish I could think of her name. I mean, because that's gonna be you one day. Like you, one day I'm gonna be sitting here and thinking I'm gonna see you on TV and or hear you on the radio. I'm gonna be like, that dude
Yeah.
played at our bar.
Yeah. And it's weird because, like, once you get back out there and start, you never hear none of these people. And then when you get back out there and start doing it, it seems like everybody else pops up at the same time. I
Yeah.
mean, you got like Dustin, and then you got Stick Tight, who's right down the road, and
It's funny that you said
Mary
Stick Tight,
Cutter,
he
'cause
actually
she's-
popped
yeah.
up on my phone.
and Mary Cutter. I mean, she's local, so it's like, yeah,
Dylan's local too, isn't he?
he's not too far away.
I was
Yeah.
probably say because
I like Mary Ketter.
I think Perryville. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the reason I was thinking that is because when I looked at Bardstown, Dylan pops up, but no female popped up.
She's there. I swear to, you're gonna know who I'm talking about as soon as you find her name. I just can't think of it.
And then you got, yeah. I mean, it's weird. And then once you start doing it, people start coming, like I said, out of the woodwork. Like, then you find out, like, Patty Lovelace,
Mm-hmm.
Fairdale High School. I was like, that's my
Really?
hometown. Yeah.
That's
So it's
where
like,
she went to high
yeah,
school?
my mom went to school with her. So it's like, yeah,
that's
that's wild. So
crazy.
it's like, yeah.
And her voice is phenomenal. The only one that popped up is Mary Ketter.
Yeah.
And Melanie B. That's it. I don't know who you're talking about. You're stuck now.
I am.
She'll figure it out.
I will. I'll figure it out, and I'll probably yell it tonight at some point,
That's what I
just
do.
off the wall.
But is there anybody that you look at and we were talking about how you grew up and stuff, and like your dad and your mom and stuff were kind of. Is there anybody's voice that you listen to kind of like not learn from them, but like how they hit certain things and like, do you look at anybody like that? Like just listen to how their voice sounds, not necessarily the words, just kind of.
Yeah. And for me, there's two of them right now for me, and that's Cody Johnson and Chris Young. Like I love Chris Young's voice. Like back in 2005, I auditioned for a TV show, Nashville Star. It was pretty big at the time, but we was at the Wild Horse Saloon all day. Me and Chris Young stood side by side 14 hours. We auditioned together, become friends for a while. We talked about music and how how I would sing this and how I would do this, and I mean that helps when you got people in your corner that you can talk to that's going through the same stuff.
It does help because they can help guide you. And you were talking about
Mhm.
Stick Tight. I mean, he's really good for
Yeah.
that too. I don't know how far he's gone in it, but I know that he has helped several people.
But it's funny that you're a singer and you're so soft spoken. Because I told her, I said, and I know that you weren't like this, especially when we met you the other night. I said, in some parts of your interview with P, you came across kind of arrogant, but it's because you are so soft spoken.
Yeah.
And you just kind of look like, I don't want to say know it all, but like, because you can tell you so
You just don't
But
give a
that's
damn.
how
Like,
I read
and
you at
that's the
first,
way
and I was
that
like,
it's going to be.
Amber, I don't know about this. And then we met you the
Yeah,
other day.
I
I was
guess.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, never mind.
I guess I'm well seasoned. I've been doing
I
it for
think
so
it's where-
long.
I
Yeah.
think it's where you're so soft spoken. I think that's what it is. But then you meet you and you're like, you're so polite.
Yeah.
Like you said ma'am to me a few times. I'm like, look, I'm not older than you.
Yeah.
I'm younger. Like,
Yeah.
but it was funny.
But
'cause-
that's the way that you're supposed to. That's
well,
the
and I say ma'am. and
Ashley
sir and
McBride.
stuff.
Why
Ashley
could I?
McBride, yeah.
Yes, I don't know why I couldn't think of her name.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's her. Now that we're way past that.
Yeah. And see, she's big now. So
Yeah, she's really big. And like I said, like I remember actually seeing her a couple of times at the tavern. I think then she was going like back and forth to Nashville, so she was trying to do both, you know, this thing. And now she's like way out there.
yeah. Now they say it's like a 10-year window. You got to be Nashville for 10 years before you're ever gonna get seen. So it's like, you know what?
And I've
But
heard
I
that's
don't know.
true, but
Which
I
is
don't
another
know.
reason why everybody's going independent, because your name
You can
gets
put
out there
your
more.
name
Yeah.
it gets out there quicker.
And you're not paying every Tom, Dick, and Harry for your accomplishment.
Right.
I have never liked that because basically, yes, they're helping you and they push you out there, but you're the one with the talent. Like,
And-
I've
And they
never
want to
understood
try
that.
to take control.
And then they come to
of it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make it big your
They
way
try
and
to
make
take
them
you
come to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have more say that way. I feel
And I
like
think
that's
it's
the way to
important
go.
to stay independent as long as you can because eventually you should sign. Absolutely, everybody should. If you can get a good contract, why not? But I mean, I think that I've seen so many that'll talk about how they grew independently. Like Alexandra Kay, you were talking about her voice. I started watching
I
her
love
on
her.
It's
TikTok.
beautiful.
I did
Yeah.
too when she was
Oh.
making coffee with
And when
and
she
singing.
sings Dolly Parton,
Mhm.
oh boy, her voice.
Mhm.
We was at a concert, and I don't know if you'll know who this is, but her name's Caitlin. She sings with like Struggle Dinner on a song. Caitlin.
Well, let's just
Her
have
voice
another
is
brain for her.
Well,
so we-
her voice is one of those voices too. And I actually, Justin has a video of this, but she come on stage with Struggle Jenner. Anyways,
Struggle
she come on-
Jennings,
Yes,
yeah.
I don't know why I said Jenner. The crap, where'd that come from? But anyway, she came on stage with him, and I started crying because her voice. I have followed her for so long, and I didn't expect her to be there because they don't mention if they're gonna have surprise guests. And she started singing, and I didn't see her at first because I was recording him, and so I just thought it was on the speaker, and I seen her, and I like melted. And that's how those voices are to me because anybody that doesn't need so much help with their voice
Mhm.
and they can just belt it is amazing. Like now I'm like, what the crap's her name?
You
Good
were
job.
talking earlier about how we got to have a little sneak peek in on your song when you first started recording with Amy and T. And she was talking about being emotional then, and she did get emotional with it. But I think that it's because it related to her with Justin. Like
Mhm.
that's what you said.
Mhm.
Just listening to the words.
Yeah, because my
And-
girls are like daddy's girls, and my oldest is not his, and she's
Yeah.
still a daddy's
A
girl.
daddy's girl.
My
So are
oldest
your
puts on the
girls-
front, so
I was going to say,
my
are your
4-year-old,
girls-
I feel like she's a daddy. So I mean, she loves mom, but it's
That's
daddy
daddy's
pulling in the
girl.
garage. I'm running to the garage. I'm meeting daddy in the garage, and it's
Yeah.
like, she's
That's-
dad this, dad that. So
Caitlin Curtis.
Yeah, he just said Justin just said
Yeah,
Curtis.
Caitlin Curtis. He knew because I'm telling you, like, I don't know if you've ever heard her voice, but she's the one that sings on God We Need You Now.
okay, yeah.
She sings the chorus to that, and her voice. And I've listened to her like on TikTok and stuff. She'll go and sing in stairwells. Her
See,
voice
that's
will give
my
you
problem.
coattails.
I don't know names of people who sing songs, and I don't know the names of songs. Clearly, I don't know the names of people that sing songs. But I struggled with that one a while ago.
Well, we both
But
did.
I love, like, I
just
can
called
sit
Struggle
and
Jenner,
try
Struggle
to,
Jenner.
I can try to describe the song to you, and try to get it out that way. But I
Do you
mean,
listen
you
to
all.
all genres?
Yeah, I'm a DJ on the side too, so
Okay.
you got to learn
that's
all
cool.
genres.
But when
Yeah,
I say all genres, I mean like everything.
yes,
The only thing I don't listen to, like I love opera, but the only thing I will not listen to is like hard rock rap hit. Like
death metal.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. I
Mm.
do not like that. It gives me a migraine. I don't like that kind of music.
I don't like the new rap.
But I listen to everything. Like you know, the memes and stuff they put
Mhm.
on there, like when you're in somebody's car and it goes from like rap to country to rock to all kinds
Somebody's
of
playlist.
that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And I actually got one of my kids into opera. So every now and then now we have to play opera in my SUV.
I don't know that I could
I
ever
love
listen to
opera.
opera.
I love opera. Oh, the talent that it takes to sing those songs. Good
Oh yeah,
Lord.
yeah. I mean, I've heard
I
them,
love
but I just
music.
don't know.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think when we heard that little glimpse of your song, like it touched me so much because I don't listen to what you sound like at first. I listen to what you say because that is what will pull me into a song. Now, if it's a crappy song and you still sound good, I'm gonna look your name up and see what else you sing because like I've done
You're
that.
looking for that connection.
Yeah,
Right.
because if I like your voice, I'm like, I want to listen to your voice, but I don't necessarily like that song. And I think that's going to be important when you do eventually write another song. Like if there isn't.
Well, you
Girl
said you've
Dads.
got one in the works now, like you've
Mhm.
wrote one.
Mhm.
So when are you looking to release that?
We got a couple
got
other things we
plans.
got to get done first.
Yeah.
So
But
got
it's
plans.
in the
Yeah,
works.
it's in the works, yeah.
definitely, and- all right, awesome. Well, Brandon, we appreciate you coming
Mhm.
on. We are so excited to have you here at the
Mhm.
bar tonight
Me
for
too.
your single release party. Again, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
That's exciting. I love birthdays. I celebrate all month long for mine.
I was about to say, she's getting ready to go dig in the totes just so you know happy birthday stuff for you. I see it coming.
But so we're excited. We can't wait to hear you tonight.
And your girls.
Yeah, and your girls. So
And
if you
Jordan.
all
Jordan.
Mhm, Jordan. If you all are out and about tonight, even if you're not planning to be out and about, come down to Long Branch Saloon, 135 South Main Street in New Haven, and check Brandon out. Now, will you have? Because you said a while ago that your wife was talking about making shirts and stuff. Will you have swag here tonight?
Any
Or
memorabilia?
We'll have some CDs and some hard copies of the CD for the people that don't get the digital stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have some photos and a few other things. But
Well, if
So
she
that
needs
was
help
gonna
making
be-
things or getting
Yeah.
things together, let us know.
that was going to
I
be my
love doing
next
that stuff.
question. Are you going to be doing a meet and greet with people and taking pictures and
Yeah,
doing autographs?
we'll be here early, and I'll probably stay a little
Oh
after.
my gosh,
Yeah.
I like a finger. I'm gonna get a picture.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So the single release party is from 7 to 9. Again, tonight at Long Branch Saloon. Come early because you want to get a good parking spot and you want to make sure that you have the chance to actually sit down and talk to Brandon, get to know him, find out about his journey as well. And yeah, come and listen to it tonight. Download his song on Spotify, Dad Girl.
You will not regret it. It's
Absolutely,
a sweet song.
it's a great song. Also, follow along with me and Kristen on all of our social medias. We will keep you updated throughout the night on what's going on.
Yeah, and
with
then you get to
this.
hear the surprise with one of his daughters on the
Mhm.
song, so you have to listen to it
All the
through.
way through. Yeah,
Mhm.
make sure you listen to it all
Yeah.
the way through.
That was the hardest secret to keep.
Yes. So
But now it's out, so download the song.
I didn't
Dad
keep the
Girl.
secret yesterday, thank God.
Download the song Dad Girl from Spotify.
Girl,
Okay.
dad.
Yeah. Girl
Okay,
Dad,
her and I
sorry.
are never allowed to speak because we couldn't even think of T's podcast name yesterday.
Yeah.
We just need to start writing this shit down so we keep our names in order because
We
we
get it
know
twisted.
them. We know them. It's not like we're messing up your song. We literally know it. We just said it 100 times. But her and I stumble over words so bad, and sometimes I feel so bad because T got on there and was like, "It is. I've got faith." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh
like, we
no,
got you, T.
we got you. We're sorry."
Girl Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay, sorry. Download Girl Dad on Spotify. Listen to it. Come out and support him.
Support our country up and coming country music singers.
Yes, come out tonight and support him. Long Branch Saloon. Follow along with me and Kristen on our Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Spotify.
Yes, iHeart, Spotify.
TikTok is
We're
the only
on
one
it
that's different.
all. And until next time, we'll see you all tonight. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Have a good one. Maybe.